fun, I gotta tell you. Because cable used to be, oh, you're on that crappy cable. Oh, you're on cable. No, now it's gonna be, oh, you're on network. So where are we going?
I was just wondering, first, what kind of contribution you've had to the development of that character over time, and also, oh, hi.
How you doing?
What was it? Just the references to like the ex-boyfriend Campbell and stuff. Is that like a?
All the bad guys are the names of the directors from the show. Matheson is a bad guy. Tim Matheson directed a couple episodes. Chechik is a bad guy. It was another director. The writers get a big kick out of taking the directors' names from all the episodes and making them into bad guys. It's slow in the writers' room, you know. They got to think of ways to use them.
Ask him about him.
What input have I had in developing the character?
Right, yeah.
Actors on TV shows start talking how the writer writes, and then over time the writers write how the actor talks. So we're sort of in that transitional phase right now. But it's a fun show. Miami in the summer. Yes, in the backpack. Hey, what's up?
Like Sam used to torture you all the time on like Evil Dead sets, but you've gone back and worked with him in the Spider-Man movies. Has he ever like done anything to mess with you on the sets or anything like that?
No, but he started to abuse Tobey Maguire. Because on the first Spider-Man. Well, let's recap the Spider-Man movie, shall we, real quick? Because people go, oh, Bruce, you had these little cameos in Spider-Man. These little teeny cameos. Cameo, you're saying like it's insignificant. The first Spider-Man, as the ring announcer, I name Spider-Man. This billion-dollar franchise would be called the Human Spider if I wasn't in it. All right? Part one, I name him. Part two, as the snooty usher, Peter Parker's trying to get into the theater to see Mary Jane for the first time. Does he or does he not get past the snooty usher? No. Technically, I'm the only character who's ever defeated Spider-Man. Yeah, that's right. Part three, Spider-Man comes to me for help as the French maitre d'. He needs my advice. He needs my assistance. And do I help him? Not really, because he was kind of a jerk in the first two movies. But in the first movie, Sam was very polite to Tobey. Yes, Tobey. What do you think of this?
What do I have to do? Pointed at him.
By the third one, he was like hitting him in the shins with a stick. You know, hey, get over there, get over there. And I said, Tobey, this means he likes you. He didn't understand that.
Is it dying on you?
Why is this?
It's blinking.
Hitting me. So, we good?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, at what point in those huge franchise movies that you make an appearance, does Sam start talking to you about like, oh man, I'm writing a waiter, it's totally gonna be Bruce, and then later on he'll tell you, oh man, I was gonna write him as this character, but you know, I decided. Like, at what point does he think of funny things and situations for you to be in?
Sam just notifies me when it's time to show up. That's all I know. But Tobey Maguire is very funny. The first Spider-Man, he's like, oh, hi, you're a friend of Sam's. Oh, how are you? Yeah, good, good. Part two, he goes, why are you back? Why am I a little disturbed. He goes, you're not the same character, but you sort of look the same. Like, yeah, well, you're a guy in tights. What do you know? So he's talking. So by the third one, he kind of gave up. He knew I was like a bad chick. I was just going to keep coming back.
I'm doing bad.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And also in the back.
A few years ago, there was rumors that there was going to be a
rumor. Did you hear that on the internet?
You were going to do another Phantasm movie, and then it just kind of went flat. No one heard anything. I don't know.
I read a script for Phantasm. What were they up to? 4? 5.
Yeah.
Roger Avery was one of the writers of Pulp Fiction.
Good question.
His agent asked him right after he won the Academy Award, what do you want to write next? He goes, Phantasm 5. And his agent was like, no one's planning to make Phantasm 5. And he goes, right, but I want to write Phantasm 5. Well, there's no money to write Phantasm 5. I don't care, I want to write Phantasm 5.
This hurts my arms.
So he wrote Phantasm 5. And there's still no money for it. But there's a good part for me as a decaying soldier in that.
The king sold
So
you.
give him the money and we'll get started. Just ask some guy from New Jersey for the money. He can talk to his entrepreneur friends. Maniac Cop 2. Financed basically by the... These guys come walking onto the set with the classic tracksuit and the bling, and they're sitting there having lunch. I'm like, hey, what do you do? I'm an entrepreneur. Okay, I guess we're done talking about that. Sheesh, yes.
This is that fabulous scene that you do in Waxwork 2.
Waxwork 2, Electric Boogaloo.
It is such a quirky movie and such a silly scene. How's it working on that?
I did Waxwork 2 because it was about 4 days before Army of Darkness started shooting, and I thought I should practice. I can lie to you, and I'd worked with that director before on Sundown, A Vampire in Retreat. You probably had Man with the Screaming Brain, too, full of people who clap. Yes, over here.
It seems like you have really
Thank you for standing up so we can see who's asking these questions.
It seems like you have great chemistry with the other actors on Burn Notice. I was wondering what it's like for you working with those guys.
It's hell. No, they're good. They're sort of known, we're all mature actors.
I was also wondering...
We're all like 40 and up. And we don't give a crap about stuff that doesn't matter anymore.
Have you ever gone onto a set?
You're not really listening to me, are you? Like being on the Jay Leno show. No matter what you answer, he's just going to the next